Hey folks, I had a very, what's the right word? It's a very interesting half day at the Yoyogi Park. I was walking around the park and trying to find someone who I can approach to tell the story, but it was lunchtime and I couldn't find anyone. And then I saw this group of Myanmar people. I didn't know that they were Myanmar people. They were just young kids, honestly. And they were singing. And I loved their singing, so I went there and thought I would just sit and listen. They didn't speak English, so I had to use my crappy Japanese to talk to them. And I learned a lot about their life stories. They were all kids, and Myanmar, there's a situation, there's a war in their country, and it was hard living in their country. So these kids, they just try to find this way to come to Japan and learn, go to school, learn Japanese. Some of the kids were working long hours a day. Now they were doing not only doing Japanese school, but in their free time, they're also doing part-time jobs like delivering newspapers. Not just in the morning, they have to wake up like 2 a.m. I think, and work until 6 a.m. and have a little bit of sleep and go to the Japanese language school. And then in the afternoon, they're going to deliver newspaper again. And some people work in restaurants, and they were just living their life so, what's the right word? They're just trying to live a life that they want to. And they were just kids. The youngest kid was 19, two of them. And the older kid was in their 20s. And during the week they didn't have enough time to sleep, so in the weekends they sleep, and they also come out to the park together and sing songs together and have beers, and they share with me a beer. I didn't bring my cash. I wanted to give them some money, but they wouldn't accept it. I want to send them some money, but they just wouldn't. They say this is Myanmar people's hospitality. So it was wonderful, but I had a beer. Usually I do not drink, but I had this beer, and then I continued walking around the park looking for people to approach. And I'll give you some context.
Okay.
So I've been doing this on YouTube. Last month I did a different challenge, and this month I'm doing telling the same story every single day.
Telling the same story.
Every single day. So, but different people listen to it.
Okay.
You are the fourth person that I approach and asked to listen to my story.
Okay.
I did it only like 4 days ago, and before that I've been only just telling to the camera.
Okay.
The camera can't see me, but yeah. So I've been telling to the camera.
Okay. So before like I'm the fourth person.
Yeah.
And there are 3 more people who have listened.
Before, so they.
Today?
No, it's daily. So I did.
Okay,
I did one person per day.
Okay, so let me record this.
Yeah.
Okay. So the story is a real life story or it's a made up one?
No, it's a real life story.
Real life story?
Yeah, it's a real life story.
Okay. I'll listen to it.
Okay, you listen to it with your camera on, or you can, or you can use my scope.
For some time, maybe. Just carry on.
Yeah. Okay.
When things get interesting, I'll just start my recording for a while.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
So, okay, I'll just jump directly into telling the story then.
Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So, have you been to Vietnam?
Vietnam? No.
No. Okay. So I'm guessing that you're from like either India or Pakistan.
Yep.
Or yeah,
The
India.
first one, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Vietnam. How much do you know about Vietnam?
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there was some chapter that was skipped when I was in my high school. It was about the Vietnam War.
Okay.
Okay, and not really like the postdoc person under whom I'm working now. He's
Okay.
from Vietnam.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Full stop.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Then what I'll do is maybe before I start the story, can you just maybe use a word or phrase describe how you're feeling right now? What's your energy? What's your emotion?
Okay,
What's one word or phrase?
I mean it's just chilling maybe.
Chilling.
Chilling out.
Okay, chilling. Why I asked that is because because I've been telling this story every single day,
Okay.
and I want to match your energy today. I want to tell it like differently every day.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want to match the okay.
I want to
Yes.
match your energy right now.
Okay,
Chilling.
If I said sad, then your tone might be different.
Yeah, I'll try
Okay,
to do
but
that.
chilling.
Yeah,
Let's
chilling. Okay, chilling. Let's do it. So this story happened in Vietnam. It was more than 10 years ago. It was in 2013. More than 10 years ago, and it was me and my best friend. His name is Neil.
Neil.
I'm Chinese and he's Chinese too. Like Neil is not really his name, and
Okay.
my name is Bill, and Bill is also not really my real name, but
Okay.
that's what I go by.
Okay.
So Bill and Neil,
Okay.
we were going to Vietnam to do a bicycle trip, a long distance bicycle
From China
trip.
to Vietnam just to do a bicycle trip.
Yeah, we will get into Vietnam and do a bicycle trip inside Vietnam.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And Vietnam is a long country. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know, yeah?
Yeah.
And in the north, there's the capital city, Hanoi. Hanoi. And then in the south, it's the southern city, Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh City or
I don't know much
Saigon.
about the geography, but
It's okay,
yeah,
it's okay. It's a
fine,
long
fine.
country.
Yeah, okay.
So from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh, it's 1,600 kilometers.
Okay.
Okay.
1,000 kilometers.
We
okay.
wanted to do this whole trip by bicycle, but we didn't have enough time.
Okay.
We had 1 week time, but we calculated with like 1 week time only allow us to cover half of Vietnam at most.
Okay.
Okay, so we decided that we will skip the northern part. We will get into Hanoi, the northern capital, and then we will use public transportation to get to middle Vietnam.
Okay.
Okay, and from middle Vietnam we get on our bicycles and then we ride
south.
the south part. We picked the south part because the south part is more beautiful to us at that time. Like it's more
Okay.
attractive, beautiful oceans and
Okay.
beautiful cities. So we wanted to do that, and we've been looking forward to that trip for a long time because we've been friends since high school, and when that trip happened, it was already, I don't know, about like 8-9 years later.
Okay.
And we've been biking a little bit separately, but we wanted to do a bicycle trip together. Never had a chance to, and this was our first time.
Okay.
And Vietnam, it was our first time going to Vietnam also.
Okay.
So we're like super excited, want to get to Vietnam and start this trip. And the day has come, we got into Vietnam, we got into Hanoi. But then we realized that we made a mistake in planning the trip.
Okay.
What happened was that we planned the trip overlapping a week-long national holiday in Vietnam.
Okay.
And which means everyone in Vietnam was on vacation and a lot of them were traveling.
Okay.
And remember I said we wanted to take the bus or public transportation, maybe a train, a bus,
Okay.
which usually they have sleeping seats and air conditioning. You sleep there overnight, get to your destination, get on your bikes, you go on. But we couldn't get the ticket because everyone was traveling,
Okay.
national holiday week. So we were in Hanoi and we were so close to starting our bicycle trip, but we just stuck there. We're like, oh, we just need to get to our starting point, but couldn't. And we were so disappointed, frustrated, because we planned for the trip for many months, but now we're stuck there.
Okay.
And I say to Neil, like, what do we do? Should we just stay here, explore Hanoi for a week? But we doubted that there were so many things, because we didn't plan to explore Hanoi. So we're like, maybe we should let's try harder. Let's ask people. Let's see what we can do at this point. So we went around to ask people. We asked people at in the hotel, in restaurant, train station, bus station, asked everyone. And then some people pointed us to a local bus terminal, where by local I mean, they say there's no foreigner using those bus because there's no website for it. There's no published schedule for it.
Okay.
No one spoke English in those
Okay, so
terminal.
it was a private company or?
It's not. It's just like more for local. Local people know how to
Okay,
navigate, but like foreigners wouldn't know where to find those bus, how to get the ticket. But with the help of local people, we went to the bus terminal, and we used Google Translate. We asked, can we get like ticket to like somewhere?
Okay.
And then we actually got 2 tickets to a city called Nha Trang, which is in the middle towards the south, which give us enough time to bike,
Okay.
and also enough time to fly back home. And we're like, that's great, we get a ticket to start our trip.
Okay.
But when we got to the bus was nothing like what we thought. Remember I say air conditioning, sleeping seats, none of that.
Okay.
There was no air conditioning, there was no sleeping seat. It was just an old crappy bus.
Okay.
And we just have to sit on the bus we asked the driver how long it takes, 36 hours.
36 hours.
Yeah, they say tomorrow evening we'll get there.
Okay.
And it was morning when we asked them. So it was 2 days trip on a bus.
Okay.
So I was like, Neil, do we really want to do this? Because we're going to do a bicycle trip, right?
Yes.
If we don't get good rest, if we, don't sleep well, we get there, we got on our bikes, we're gonna be exhausted.
Yeah.
But we're like, this is our only option right now. What can we do? Let's get on the bus. Neil say, let's get on the bus. Let's see where it take us, and let's see how we feel
Okay.
when we get there.
Okay.
I was like, okay, get on it. And we were not sure how like eating and going to restroom works on that bus for 2 days.
Okay.
And I was like, should we buy some food? But we didn't have enough time, so we got on the bus anyways. We just have to trust that there is food.
Okay.
So luckily, they actually stopped at restaurants for food.
Okay.
Except that there wasn't any options. You just like stop, there was only one restaurant, and just go in, eat whatever is available there. Like the same for all the passengers on that bus.
Okay.
And for 2 days, 3 meals, they did that like all the way. And so we got on that bus, imagining sitting on that bus for 2 days and no sleep, just sitting. You sleep sitting basically.
Yeah.
Getting on the bus, I was already exhausted. But once the bus departure, I just felt something very different. Let me tell you what. So the bus was run by a crew of 4 people because it's a long distance bus. So 2 drivers, 2 conductors.
Okay.
They take shifts. So one group sleep, one group run. Okay. And then the bus kept the door open all the time, even when it was running. I don't know whether this happens in India, maybe. Yeah.
Happens.
So in Vietnam, yeah, they did it because they need to get more passengers along the way.
Oh.
Yeah. So they stop all the way. They stop in the half, maybe pass by the town. They will shout out to the people along the way and say this bus is going where. I didn't understand Vietnamese, but they were shouting out the destination, get people onto the bus, and halfway people also get off the bus. So people use it like a local transportation too. It's like from one city to another, maybe not as long as 36 hours as I did, but maybe 2-3 hours or even longer, maybe 5-6 hours. But people got on, people got off, and we 2 foreigners were almost the only person who stayed on the bus for more than 30 hours. And because it was so boring, on the bus there was nothing to do basically. We got to chill and look at whatever we could look at. Outside of the window, rice field, beautiful.
Okay.
A lot of rice in Vietnam, and then because it was coastal country, and some of the roads we actually went right next to the sea, so we could see the beach, see the sea, and it was beautiful scenery, and also mountains. So Vietnam is really a combination of a lot of beautiful sceneries. Okay. So along the way, 36 hours, we saw so much of the country. And people getting off from work and getting to work on their bicycles along the side of the road.
Okay.
We saw all that.
Okay.
And then we also pay attention to passengers who got onto the bus. There was one guy, I remember, a guy who just got on the bus and he had an insect on his neck.
Okay.
A cricket, I think. I was pretty sure that he knew that there was a cricket on his neck, but he didn't even like feel like making the effort to get rid of it.
Okay.
And it's like, chill, it's my pet. And, you know, I didn't understand, but like that's how it felt.
Okay.
And he talked to the conductor and then just sat on the bus. And the conversation felt like he didn't even care where he was going. He was like, where does this bus go? I just want to get on the bus and sit. And then he sat, and then a few hours later he got off. So that was the chill vibe that I got from this whole country basically. Also the crew was really chill.
Okay.
They, one group sleep, one group work, and when we were working and with one of the conductor, we chatted over Google Translate.
Yeah.
And we actually started.
I've done this in Japan as well.
Yeah. Well, I bet.
It is fun. It takes a lot of time, but yeah.
Yeah, it is fun, and then you started to exchange life stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, because on the bus there was nothing to do, and we were starting to telling stories about each other, and this guy started to tell me about the girls he had met before, and then he shared with me some photos of the girls he met before, and then I got to know him. I don't even know his name, but we get to like exchange life stories. And there was in halfway,
Okay.
there was this, like we saw a lot of strange things. Once we saw a car. The whole bus was looking at a rice field, a car in the middle of a rice field.
Rice field, okay.
Yeah, and we didn't know how the car went there because there was no track sign of like how maybe it drove into the rice field, but it didn't look like that at all. It just looked like the car flew into the rice field. We were like, what? How did it happen? And then also there were cows walking in the middle of the road. Maybe that, I don't know.
Very common.
Very common in India. So the vehicles just have to like run slowly and waiting for the cows. And then once there was a truck that was running towards the opposite direction. The truck was transporting some fruits.
Okay.
And one of the boxes just fell off the truck.
Okay.
And on our bus, our crew all saw that, and our crew was like waving to the truck driver,
Okay.
but the truck driver didn't see it,
Okay.
and the truck just went,
Okay.
and there was a box of fruit in the middle of the road.
Okay.
And our bus just stopped, and the crew just went down, and then they were happily just grabbing the whole box of the fruit, get it back on the
Who,
bus.
The conductor, the bus driver.
Yeah, conductor.
Okay.
The bus driver stopped the bus, and then the crew, the conductor went down to get there. Actually, two of them just went down to get there. They were like looking at like if there's car going by because it's the middle of road, and when there's no car, they just went and just grabbed the box. And then because we were the only foreigners on the bus, they gave me one of the fruits. I don't remember what it was. I saw the picture, but I still have the picture, but I don't remember what it tastes like.
Yeah, fine.
But it was just, I remember the feeling of like happiness when a gift just land on the road, and then I got one of them. And it was just a lot of like interesting happened on the road, and we just felt like the whole trip before we got onto the bus, we just felt this was going to be so physically exhausting trip, right? Because 2 days on a bus, that is so crappy. But getting on that bus, all we felt was just chill. The whole Vietnam gave me this feeling of chill, and the bus gave me this feeling of chill. People seems to don't care about much about things, and they're just easy with their life.
Okay.
In this bus, I just felt like I'm on a ship that is sailing towards some destination together with a bunch of strangers.
Okay.
It's like we have a dream there, and we were all working, sailing towards that dream. Although the dream may be different, person by person, but it was just amazing how we, all these many lives converge, in that minute, on that bus, at the same time, in the same place, right? It's just amazing thinking about it, like people's life can converge and we came across with each other.
Okay.
And when we got to the destination, we got off the bus. It was already evening, pretty late. We got our bikes back, and the crew was just waving to us with a big smile on their face because we bonded. Yeah. And we almost didn't want to end that trip, but we have to move on because we have our bicycle trip to do, which was also a beautiful journey, but that's another story.
Okay.
So that trip, getting on that bus, I just didn't think it was going to be anything significant, but now 10 years later, I'm sitting here telling you that story. I was sitting here telling someone else this story. I was telling the story this whole month,
Okay.
since the beginning, or since like the 5th of July. And I just realized, I've been asking myself too, because I started this thinking about, oh, I want to just record myself telling a story, improve my maybe English speaking or also storytelling. But I've been thinking, why do I pick this story? What's important about it? Why do I want to tell it? And eventually I realized this is because, it's a memory that I created with my best friend. And also, what I learned from it is that there are times when you're working towards your goal, and there's something in between. And this something in between could be terrible. It could look terrible. It could look horrifying. It could look exhausting.
Yeah.
But when you actually get into doing it, get into the process of doing it, you may, and give space and time to just feel it, experience it.
Okay.
It could actually turn into a beautiful memory that you remember for such a long time.
Okay.
Imagine if I go back and I just take the train or sleeping bus. None of this would happen, and today I would not be here telling this story. So that was why I wanted to tell this story, and that's the end of the story.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I am going to
Do you have a tripod or something?
tripod like this.
Can it hold this?
I think it may be a little bit difficult, but maybe we can try.
Is it like long? Will it get long?
It can just go as high as this.
Okay. I want a photo of this.
Yeah,
of us
sure.
sitting here.
Sure, of course. Let me.
Okay, this can take photos as well, right?
I think so.
Just have a